Another big one now here at IEM. We do have Cloud9 versus SK. Cloud9 shocked the world, shocked Boston as they picked up the major title on home soil not too long ago. Start of the year. Now we find ourselves just 1 month later, SK versus Cloud9, and just one team will continue to try and extend their legacy here in Poland. It is going to be a big one. A best of three between SK Cloud9. I'm joined by a fresh face. Let Adam sit back, relax. We've got Chad Birchall joining us now at the desk. And you have the great honor here, Chad, of trying to set the scene between these two teams as they go head-to-head.
It's crazy how many times these two teams have met in 2018 alone, Alex. They've already played 13 maps against each other, 308 rounds. They've played
2 months.
In 2 months, they played at E-League, WSG Qualifiers Online, Summit, EPL, and Star Series just last week.
God.
Now, Cloud9 have managed to win 9 of those matchups. SK only 4, which is something a lot of us, I wouldn't think, would be saying, especially this time last year, even in the later stages of last year. SK, it's not that they've dropped off, but this could be a bit of a, their kryptonite. The one thing they have going for them is they did spank C9 16-8, 16-7 just at Star Series in their most recent matchup in LAN.
I mean, Yenko, if I'd have asked you before Chad dropped the number bomb on us, head-to-head, how have these guys been faring, you probably wouldn't have assumed that Cloud9 have been rocking it as well as they have?
Yeah, lately they have. I mean, keeping up with the scores at the very least, if not watching all the games, they've had the upper hand. But you also need to take into account SK is a team that's going to look at the big picture. Tournaments like WESG or some EPL games online, they're not going to put too much stock in that. Or the Summit, for example, compared to obviously the major. That was with Phelps, and then you have Star Series, which was a big tournament, and there, as Chad pointed out, they gave C9 a good spanking. So this is where, for C9, not just this game, but the tournament in general, we already touched on it briefly, has to be them making a statement about that the major wasn't just a fluke, and they're here to stay in the top echelon of CS.
No, absolutely. And brief, I'm afraid, is going to have to be the words here. Let's start talking maps. Let's try and get our heads around those vetoes. I know, Chad, you've got your notebook out, which only means one thing.
Well, I've taken some notes today, Alex. Thought I'd do some work. They haven't played Nuke yet. They've played Mirage once, Cobble once, Inferno 6 times, Train twice, Overpass twice, and Cache once. Now, I think they're probably going to try and steer clear of Cobblestone if you're Cloud9. That's probably one of the maps of SK that I'd be leaning towards. Mirage is one that it looks like SK have definitely shied away from lately. It's one that they seem to be scared of.
Yeah, the map pool for SK is a mess at the moment. Besides Cobblestone, which is their first pick if it's available, rest is, pretty shady. And we see they go for the Overpass ban instead of Mirage. Those were the 2 maps that they would veto against Cloud9, and Mirage at the Summit because they lost 16-3 at the major to C9. So it seems that maybe for this particular series they are comfortable with leaving it in as a potential pick for Cloud9. If Cloud9 even decides to pick that, they might go for Inferno, yet again something that a lot of teams have been targeting SK recently. We see SK go straight into that cash pick, no really big surprises there. They've had a great game versus Cloud9. I think they played at Star Series.
Yeah, 16-8.
Yeah, and that was where also Cloud9 lost 61 to FaZe, only getting 1 round on the CT side. And yeah, C9 go into that Mirage pick if it's available.
I'm just happy they floated Nuke.
I was just about to say.
I'm just happy that both
they
teams
did
floated
it
Nuke.
Last 3 or 4 series they play. Every time, no one vetoes Nuke in the first phase.
One of these days.
This is where it's important. For example, if you're Cloud9 in this veto, you have to veto Nuke. And that's an advantage for SK because they essentially pick the 3rd map. They know Cloud9 has to veto Nuke, so whatever between Train, Inferno, and Nuke, so this is where SK picks between Train and Inferno, right? They're going to veto probably Inferno, and then Cloud9 needs to veto Nuke.
They didn't need to do that. They could have left it in. Cloud9 would have had to have done it unless they wanted to gamble on the last.
I agree. This is because,
they're so just cautious.
If they're indifferent between the 2 maps. If it's all the same to them, whether they play Train or Inferno, then it's understandable. The problem is, actually the thing is, with Train and Inferno, you don't know which map is stronger right now for SK because they've been putting a lot of work on Inferno, but sometimes they still look terrible on it. Train, they've been shying away from it as much as possible, but still had some good results, like versus Gambit last night in the Decider. That was the map that won in the series.
At least they're not picking Inferno now. That was initially that was their first draft. We saw a lot of people raising eyebrows to that, but as a third, SK have kind of kept it in the pool.
Yeah, normally when we go down this path, Alex, we're like, no pistol rounds really important, or opening kills, something along those lines. Over the 13 maps that they've played, the opening kills 147 for SK. This is out of 308 rounds in total over the 13 matches. And for C9, 161. So the disparity there between the two isn't a lot. It's not like opening kills have played a huge factor. And the same with pistol rounds. Cloud9 have won 12 out of the 26, and SK have won 14 out of the 26, but SK have only won 4 out of the 9 maps. So C9 aren't relying on the pistol rounds if that's a stat to go by. Obviously, you have to look at conversions, force buys. Clutch is also not really a factor. When we look at their last 2 big LAN matchups, Summit, Cloud9 only won 2 clutches and SK won 0. And then you've got at StarLadder, Cloud9 won 2 and SK won 3. So it's not huge. It's not they're relying on clutches. Neither team is relying on pistols. It just comes down to the brawl of the gun rounds.
Okay, and that brawl is actually about to commence. We're going to be jumping into this one. Okay, gentlemen, Cloud9 versus SK. Historically, this would have been an SK's game, open and shut, but now both teams find themselves in somewhat of a turmoil. Is it motivation, or is it something more? There's no absence of motivation when you walk into the Spodek, that's for sure, but to get there, they have to win this best of 3. Cloud9 versus SK, and an arena battle is waiting for them, and the victor of this one. Your casters are locked and loaded. Let's jump in. Matt, Henry, enjoy this one.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yes, we certainly will. Cloud9 SK, they played twice in big matches recently, one being at the Major. Cloud9 obviously won that and made their appearance in the final, which we all know how that went. They met again at StarLadder in the group stages, and Cloud9 fell shy, and now in a group stage again, it's a must-win for either team just to make the playoffs. Shocking for both of these teams to be in this situation.
Yeah, you've got one of the world's #1 teams here, the current major champions. You didn't think they'd both be fighting for a spot at this stage, but there we go. One will go to the Spodek, one goes home, and we'll get into the pistol round here on Cash. I think this is a bit of a mixed bag. Both teams good on this one. I'd slightly give the edge to Cloud9 almost. So we'll see how it goes down. And we're going to have 4 sets of armor here for the SK side and the T's. Fallen with 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. They'll be here sending actually all 5 players towards a B bomb site. This could be a straight up rush. Smoke towards CT spawn as Tarik and Stewie get ready to challenge. They'll both go in the checkers room for now. Tarik will get first contact. And so tuck himself in the corner. There's the flashbang. You feel like he's going to do well with this one. There's the first shot and the second. Very good work from Tarik. Stewie chimes in with 1 as well. Clean sweep for Cloud9. Tarik with 4 lovely, juicy headshots there.
Juicy indeed. What a start from Tarik. Remember, in-game leading for Tarik. Therefore, getting the kill is important. He's certainly not dropped off in form. I think there's an argument to be made that that's a dead theory. Yes, okay, you're going to be stifled somewhat as the in-game leader, but you should still be able to get numbers on the board, Tarik. Good start, Cloud9 with the pistol. SK, not the most proficient Cash team in the world, to be completely honest with you, but they'll have to make do with what they're given, and no bomb plants means force buy this round as opposed to try and save and go for the force early gun rounds in round 3.
Interestingly, went for the straight up B rush there on the pistol. Didn't even get a trade, or obviously not a bomb down. There will be force buying here in the second round. Deagles are out, CZ's here, and 1 smoke, 1 Molotov, and quite a lot of rifles for the Cloud9 team. As you can see, they've got 2 FAMASs, 2 M4s, UMP, and that's be holding up as SK feel the map out. Looks like they'll be finishing up towards A. I've got a couple of players towards middle here. Stewie will be checking that out with the M4A4. Sees 1 boosted up there. He won't challenge that again. The Deagle's always going to be a bit of a nuisance at that sort of range.
So Stewie to hold off on connector. Bolt's the only one that's not in middle right now for SK. He's toward the sunroom at B. Even that's going to be given up. He'll join his team. Taco already out from Cubby. He's going to slide down the wall with the Deagle in hand. Stewie finally spots 1. Forced to back off of it, though. Doesn't want to take the fight. Doesn't want to lose out to these Deagles. He knows there's going to be pistols that are upgraded in this round. But smartly, he's going to rotate toward truck, or at least considered it, because that's with highway now smoked off. A likely position to make the night push through. The smoke down highway gets them closer with the pistols, but it gives them this option as well as Taco heads back and can look toward spawn. Great positioning from Stewie. Really good read based on that smoke. That's communicated to him. Rush, and he's going to be in a quick rush to snap back out and find both Taco and Fur. Unaware that he was towards CT spawn. Good boost automatic as well.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Automatic will finish things off there. 2 UMP kills. I absolutely agree with your comment there on Stewie's positioning. That's really nice. He knows that highway's covered. His teammates have got that. The vents are being watched. The only point of access they've really got is that connector. And he watches it deep in CT spawn, listening out for the footsteps, making sure his teammates aren't getting wrecked in the back as well. He's just actively checking it. Gets 2 crisp kills. And automatic to finish things off with a good Shroud boost there in true Cloud9 style.
So, 2-0 to start. Again, no bomb plants for SK. Naturally, that means they're on the Glocks. There is 1 P250 brought out. That's for cold. It's been an interesting story with SK. 2 tournaments, perhaps now, where they've been where they'd like to be, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
With bolts in that time.
Well, at this point, full eco map. I'll have the PT-50s, the Glocks. And not really much they can do with this one. They'll just have to hope that CT makes mistakes, gets a little bit too keen for Brad, so maybe this is the moment. Good face with the Glocks there, taking down Stewie, finding the rifle. They still need to recover it though, and Rush is going to make sure they can't.
He's stacked up with automatic and behind the forklift as well, which is interesting. We know Utility can quickly spell that position, but they don't have any. They do have Fur, though, with the M4 picked up. And Highway open. Automatic swung inside of the smoke. He's got a reverse angle toward Highway. Timer on that, though, because the smoke, I think, it's about 8 seconds. Flash in. They're going to go aggressive on the smoke instead, and it works out. The pistols are certainly still in their hands toward A-Main. My God, Automatic! He knew the rifles were picked up in mid. So the flash through, he knew he had the advantage on. What a call to change the round back, because if he sat sitting on the doorstep of A-Main, he would have been caught from a crossfired angle. And instead, they take initiative, and it works out. Cloud9 just with Fur to find. They make no mistake in doing so. What a call to put Automatic in that position. What a shot on the Deagle.
Yeah, the Deagle saves absolutely everything there. Desert Eagle, one tap. You can see what they're trying to do. They've lost the short control at that point towards the Highway. Unluckily for Stewie there, it was actually not a bad play from him, just very well played by SK to face 3 Glocks at the same time, all dinking him at once. They get the M4, further nice shot, 5 versus 3. At that point, they have to regain some sort of map territory, right? Automatic calls for the flashbang in, finds those 2 frags, including the bomb, whips out the 1D, gives the information he's got towards Highway, and completely destroys him. And that's the M4 going down. But here we go, the first gun round here. Stewie on the AWP. Normally brings it out when he gets a decent spawn. That's not going to be the case. He's controlling towards middle, but Skadoodle has proven himself to be a very proficient rifler as well. So this is not too bad. And I'll see whether Stewie can open things up. They're looking for any sort of boost players right now. Very straight line formation going on at this point. You can see everyone is just holding up in a solid default. Not getting too much away, trying to bait out any utility the CTs may have. Automatic with the bomb side boost here. It's very good for waiting for flashbangs to come in. Smokes, you can jump above them, get a quick frag, and then retreat.
Stewie. We'll wait for Tarek. They'll boost above the smoke with the AWP.
Yeah, this is fun as well.
It's a good word for it. Didn't see anyone. They waited, I think, a second longer, as is always the case in Counter-Strike.
Absolutely.
They would have seen Fur boost position, shot through the door from Taco. Tav immediately on it, and Flames could seep underneath of it like Alice Max. Do you remember that show?
Never heard of it.
Don't worry about it. It was terrible, but I used to watch it when I was like 5.
Okay.
Someone out there, one person will know the reference.
Well, they go for the B splits. They have got one person faking towards the squeaky door. That's Taco. Watch out for that. He is getting shots towards that area. His teammates will be ready and waiting towards B. This looks like a very good setup for Cloud9, I'm not going to lie to you, unless they absolutely obliterate Skadoodle here, which is not likely. He gets one great shot there with the FAMAS, looking for a double down. His teammates coming in the back against Cloud9, making them look a little bit foolish right now, coming in all the facets of the map. 4 versus 3, and Bomb's still not down, 10 seconds remaining.
He's going to try and work his way in, only catches off one at headshot. That's Skadoodle, but it leaves Tarek. And Tarek will hold off the site, rush to find Taco. SK walking into fight after fight and just getting obliterated.
Very slow default map. Didn't really get much done with it. No map control really gathered. They did go towards the mid boost. Waited so long to go for that B split. Taco's not really with the team. So let's talk about that. What's Taco really doing there? If his teammates are already committed and he goes at the same time, what is that really doing? Surely he needs to go first and then maybe cause a rotation, find a quick frag, or he needs to go so late that he's catching all the CTs in transition. But the thing is, only had 10 seconds of the clock. For him to do that, they weren't even getting the bomb down. So he had the worst of both worlds there. Didn't really have any impact whatsoever. Gave up his frag and just hung his teammates out to dry, essentially. I think that had to be done about 30 seconds sooner for him to have any sort of chance of causing some sort of rotation.
So smoke from Automatic out toward A-Main. They'll know that well, they may not know. They should have taken over from the right. They don't check it. The trajectory of the bounce, they would have seen it. Doesn't matter with the pistols against the guns. Although I say that, and Cold Zero and Bolts are going to make a difference, a big difference as well, getting an AWP in Cold's hands. And Bolts with armor has an M4. Cold's gone. Good find from Tarek. A little bit closer, I think, than Cold was hoping for, trying to beat Highway. Wide plant. Nowhere to run, though. Nowhere to run. Oh, blinded as well.
Yeah, he's done for. That's really nice in Cloud9. Always going to be deadly with the pistols, of course. SK Gaming running around with the CZs. Nice shots from Bolts, but not quite enough to find the round victory. The bomb going down, the maximum loss bonus, though, means Fallen can get the orb. But, Matthew, we have to say, his form as of late has nothing to be right home about. He's been very average, Fallen, in terms of his usual stuff we're seeing towards the tail end of 2017. definitely one of the factors as to why SK have somewhat dropped off. Double orb set up for the CTs though. Skudidor and Stewie. Fallen brings his out. He hasn't got head armor though, so the M4s have one tap potential against him. AK for Taric. This is the kind of round I'm on Cloud9 right now. I'm going to be pushing and trying to kind of maybe do a squeaky door push or towards A main, something like that, just to mix things up. As you know, their money's just stabilizing. They might be going for a set piece. Looks like a boost event will be coming through. Taric being given the task of shutting down any boosts here. Stewie's got a nice position on the A side. He's actually on top of quad right now. You don't see that too often. Orpa's coming to dry PQ. They're not going to be pre-aiming there. Oh, off he goes. One flash. That's all it took.
Fur back towards spawn. Very, very timid from SK so far. How do you reckon this series going, Henry? I didn't ask you.
I think Cloud9 have definitely got this map. I feel like they're the stronger team right now. I really haven't been impressed with what SK is showing. Always going to have the potential, right? They're always going to be a team you've got to be scared of. coldzera turns up, he can win games by himself. Right now, though, I think Cloud9 are getting better slowly. Not their major form just yet. But Fur, he hasn't taken off the pace at all. He has been good for this team, regardless of their results. Taric from the vent, though, we've been waiting for that play. It does come through eventually from the vent, takes him down. Stewie, similar position to what we saw from Automatic in the first few rounds. He'll be waiting for his chance to strike. 35 seconds here. Their final play will be towards the A-bomb site. As you can see, he stands up, trying to dodge the nades, and he can just look for one kill. He needs to make sure the other areas are locked down. They are going to fully commit towards the A side at this point.
I thought he had that lined up, couldn't quite land it. Automatic makes up for it by getting bolts, but Cold gives the advantage to SK. Not that it's cold on the site. Flame is still burning away at the corpse of Stewie. Celebratory cremation for the Bird King for Stewie, but it's Taric that goes down, and finally SK get around their first in 6-1 after 5. We know what that means for the money. They keep 3 players up, though, and they'll be okay at least for a round, depending on what they do for utility. They could buy themselves fully into this, but Cloud9, on the other hand, doesn't have amazing economy themselves.
All the rounds they've been winning have been like 3-2 alive, so it's not going to be incredible. Obviously, the double orb setup does not help in that respect, but here comes the final buy. It will be an M4, a FAMAS, a UMP, and 2 orbs. This time, Taric and Stewie would have been Skudidor the orb. They really are mixing things up as the rounds develop here. Skudidor seems to be more comfortable on a FAMAS right now, and that's absolutely fine by me. Saw what he could do with that in the B-bomb site earlier. As we get to round number 7, big round for either side. Whoever wins this will be in charge of the pace of the game. Automatic boosted up. He will not commit with that boost. He'll just stick here. He has not got the firepower to justify going much further than that initial spot.
coldzera. This is going to swing toward the vents. Definitely heard the vent get broken on the other side, so he knows something's on inside of it, but looks away at exactly the wrong time.
That's incredible. Nice timing by Rush, and now Automatic. He'll be chomping at the bit to maybe push this boost spot. He's going to time it well, but doesn't have the firepower. If he did the M4, that's a guaranteed kill. Takes him down to 50. He was trying to reset the recoil at that point, couldn't quite find the shot in time. Decent attempt, but not quite enough. Rush will be Molotov out of the vents, and that's going to be Fallen missing another shot there. Looking for the wallbang. My God, he actually hits it. That's quite sick.
It is pretty fancy, I'm not going to lie. Great to see, and it's great for SK as well, because it now finds themselves in the advantage. That's a round in which, as we talked about, the reset was certainly applicable. 2 ops and a FAMAS left for Cloud9 as such. So he's going to get aggressive with his AWP. Had to do so. Slips in behind the forklift and gets away with it. Gets back to the site and finds Fallen as well. Bomb goes down. And he is unrelenting, pushing through the smoke behind them. They're going to have no idea where this op is. Stewie, brilliant.
That was really good. I love the fact he had the balls as well to go stand in those flames by the forklift. Obviously, that Molotov's designed to eradicate risks. They're throwing the Molotovs so they don't have to look towards the forklift. Stewie knows that and takes an opportunity to stand in the flames. Huge risk, 5 seconds in there. And he hits the shot, rotates around, hits the close no-scope there, and then denies the bomb as well. Very, very well played. And that's going to throw SK into obscurity now. Do they buy? 3 of them can, 2 of them definitely cannot. So they'd have 3 rifles, maybe one of which is an AWP, and then pistols to go with it. They will be committing with the buy. I can't confirm that. I'll take a pause just to work out how they distribute the welfare. But yeah, Stewie, very good so far. Skadoodle back on the AWP. It was Tarek in the previous round who had that secondary. Nice wall bang from 4 in the previous round. We did look at that in the replay. It was a lot of fun to watch. 6-1 on North American home soil, Dcash.
Stewie's known for dispelling every bit of utility, right? Like Smoke is designed to hold them at bay. Now Stewie's going to go through that. Flames to clear the angle. Now walk on those because they won't be looking. He is so good at breaking meta, if you will.
I agree. Very good. And this looks like another B rush attempt. I'm sure they won't just go straight in. They'll probably smoke towards the entrance of the B site. Molotov towards the checkers. But look who's ready and waiting. Skadoodle towards that headshot position. Good for 1 kill, duck down, and it's not going to be much of an execute. There's 1 Molotov, and Skadoodle, he'll be in a lot of trouble now. Misses the easy shot, and he won't be able to recover just yet. Now he's going to have a lot of hard work to do here, and it all falls apart on the B side.
Oh, no. The first one, Stewie will take any damage he can get as he wants to go to a pistol. Furs got rushed. No boost available if we wanted to see the clever Renegade-style boost. The first one, I think, hit, but it clipped the metal in front of him, so it took the damage off the bullet. Second one, straight through the legs. Third one, wide of the mark, and he gets overrun.
Yeah, he needed to hit at least one of those to stand any sort of chance in the round. That's the force buy from SK, 2 of which were AKs. Coming through, good flashbangs. You can see the close-range player, Tarek, not being able to do anything about that situation. Mistimed it a little bit. He was turned away for too long. He was hoping Skadoodle would take the first shot. He would then turn around, spray them all down, but Skadoodle got wrecked by the flashbang, and the timings were a little bit off there. And it will be the second round for SK, just when they need it as well. And that's going to be ruining the money this time for Cloud9. They will save 1 AWP and 1 M4A4. All 5 players for SK surviving this. So that's great for them. There's automatic on his screen right now. He did save one of the M4s. Coldzera exchanging fist bumps with Bolts. They know how important that round was to win. Here we go then. Fallen 1 and 6. Not a very quiet game for him. One of those kills he's got, the only one has been that wallbang so far.
Well, it's certainly not SK's map, historically as well. Tarek with the off over toward B, looks toward the sunroom. Skadoodle, the one that he's playing with. Skadoodle with the CZ, so I said, oh, by the way, I meant Scouts, excuse me, it's Stewie that has the AWP, but interesting way of approaching the round with Skadoodle. Not hitting shots, that's a problem as well. 2 for 4 for Skadoodle, even though they're at 6-2. And he played amazingly well in the final. He is burning. 4 HP. Just barely stays. Oh, I say that. He actually put the smoke on it, but it must not have covered the whole.
There was multiple Molotovs in there.
I was going to say the whole spread because he got ticked out by 1 on Coldzera's damage.
The flashbang combo as well, so you don't even know where they are, and you've got to just try and reposition yourself, drop a smoke at the same time. He gets the smoke down, but it was completely in vain. Crisscross smokes now towards middle, automatic, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Tarek with the scout. I don't feel like he's going to do much with that particular weapon. Automatic presumably goes down momentarily. He might get 1, not even that. And now he's in a horrible position. Flashbangs are raining in. Taco should be able to take him down at this point. There it is. And that's going to be round SK, I'm afraid. Stewie comes in from heaven, but not for long. Good refrag there from 4.
Taco working in underneath of heaven, and Tarek burns as well. Another Molotov that spreads too far for comfort, and Fur closes out on Rush. 6-3, SK closing the gap.
Yeah, that Molotov usage from SK is insane. Just to talk about it, it's the wombo combo of 3 Molotovs on the bomb site, going in with flashbangs at the very same time. So you get flash, you don't see where the Molotovs land, you're taking exponential damage from them at that point, and then you have to try and put them out yourself. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as the Flames just take down 2 members there of Cloud9. Skadoodle first, and then, of course, a player in heaven on the retake. Number 10, full eco for Cloud9. It started off so promisingly for them. They were 6-1 up, causing a reset on SK, but then they lost to the pistols and AK combo. Should be a very easy round for Fur and co. As he goes towards middle, Coldzera looks towards highway. 3 players there. Fur just runs around the corner. Never gets a 3-man spray down. He gets nothing for this. They'll find him, and Coldzera, he's got to consider do a lot of work. Maybe not. That's bomb down, man.
Wow, I would have expected a lot more damage done by him. He does do certainly a good amount to Tarek, but only the 1 kill. And like you say, bomb goes down. They want to swarm this as well, but Molotovs and Flames having a massive effect in this game. Bolts goes up. He wants to know that they're inside of mid up close. You're right. Automatic has been boosted. Fallen might get caught off by it. Swings out. Automatic's close. Pistol versus pistol. His AWP needs distance, so he creates some by going back through the second doorway, and he'll hold and post and find Automatic. Bolt's got Taric in the meantime.
Desperately trying to get away there. I appreciate the effort from Automatic. 3 versus 2. This is looking like it might be done. Stewie might be able to get 1 kill here. Fallen starting to find some form now as they find 6-4. 3 players survive. Good attempt there. I like those approaches from the CT full eco. Just get a couple of flashbangs, stack an area, and just choose a time. Go out at the same exact moments and find the kills needed. They get a rifle, they get the bomb down there. Good idea to boost Automatic up, just couldn't quite find the timings there. Maybe a second before, he could have really caused some damage to Fallen there. We'll see another eco coming from Cloud9 here. We'll call this a partial buy, the CZs. An MP9 for Automatic and a Deagle for Stewie. These rounds are always possible, but it looks like SK should be getting the 6-5.
That doesn't quite go through the garage. I think it just moves to the right. Look at the push from Taric. Fur gets him back, but Automatic trying to follow up and replicate the success of his teammate. Runs into the same opponent who betters him as well as Bolts takes down Skadoodle, also getting aggressive. So Cloud9 without guns, about to lose more of what they had for the lead, if you will, because it's been slipping away for a while, but it's about to go 6-5.
Definitely is. Rush and Stewie have to do what they can.
Yeah, because they might be able to slip in on Cole, but he started back in that direction and was ready for it. And Rush, seemingly not in one, will sit behind Quad and hope they head his direction, and maybe he can get away with 1 quick kill on the site.
Time will tell, Matthew. I appreciate this from SK, though, taking a lot of time just to make sure nothing goes wrong here. I want to make sure everyone survives. They're letting him make the next move here as he just sits at the back of A. What's going on in his mind right now? They'll stick together, make sure they keep that trade potential alive. Pincering towards the B bomb site, nothing towards middle. Bomb on the back of Fur. And Rush will just have to sit back and wait here. coldzera, nice position to stop any rotations here. It's actually kind of filthy, that angle. You're never going to see his head from there. Oh, Rush might be able to find the MP9. There it is.
Great. I'm excited. Honestly, the armor, worth it in itself, but the MP9, $600 a kill, they're going to be buying in the next round. If you could get an exit or two, maybe something to win off of that. There's not a great amount of money, not a huge amount of money for SK, but if this round saving 4, there will be. So this might benefit that range. I'm afraid the MP9 is going to do nothing. Cold takes him down. And we head to round 12 with a 1-round lead advantage, I should say, for Cloud9, who have not won in the last 4 straight rounds.
6-1 lead. Into player stats for you. Fur, most opening kills of any player at the event with 34 in 6 maps.
Yeah, someone asked me about entry fragging, and I still highly rated Apex. I should have mentioned Fur as well, because he is super good.
Yeah, very good. Great aim. Even this team's in a slump, he continues to be stellar. Round 12 here. Last few rounds of the first half. Orb for Fallen. And an AK spray from Bolt. He gets dinked in the process, but he'll be more than happy with that challenge towards the checker room. Gives his team the 5-on-4, and now the reaction will have to come through. Skadoodle back on the AWP. And Cache is a very reaction-based map. Lose a frag like that, someone has to really try and get something in returning. See Stewie ready and waiting towards middle. Tries it, gets another dink there, but unfortunately coldzera will take him down. Tug of war certainly going in favor of SK. The headshots coming through at least gives them a chance here. coldzera goes down to Rush, and right back in the round. He does nail the shot.
Good find. Rush back down to middle as well. Moves their inside of the A site, however, and they have to play the retake. He and Skadoodle together. He's with the kit. Skadoodle with an AWP. Boosted ticket, perhaps. Rush is certainly in a position he could try and put him on the shoulders. Skadoodle goes straight for the peak. Spots them in turn toward Quad, but they are not ready for this. Oh, neither is Bolts, apparently. What?
No.
He could have slowed that down and had all day to pick off his targets. Rush realizes it as he misses the shots. It takes him out of the equation, but it won't matter. Fallen and Taco hold the inside of the site. It looks a little embarrassing on Bolts' behalf, but they get away and go 6-6.
As we always say, Matt, no harm, no foul. As long as they win the round, it's okay. They force another eco out of Cloud9 here. Maximum loss bonus for them now. Well, well, well. It was looking so good for the North American squad. They'll have to take another partial buy here on the CT side. $3,400 per round is not really enough to get those full buys consecutively. CZ's Deagles here. Might go for the mid stack once again. Fer has been boosted up a lot there. Send 2 players at least. Stewie and Tarek looking to rush the main entrance. In they go, making a lot of noise, and coldzera seems to be aware. He'll be looking towards that area right now. He's actually looking for anyone dropping down on the boost as well. That's why his crosshairs in a peculiar spot. That one now. Is anyone jumping down off the boost and walking around?
They've certainly got SK surrounded, but just don't have the firepower to do anything with it. I'd say they have great map control if it were a gun round. Tarek might still be able to surprise them as he drops it down and does get one, despite 2 players looking at him. He was never going to get more than that.
That wasn't bad. As long as he got one there. CZ. Just hold the mouse down and you'll get a kill. Spray and pray.
Stewie's also pushed up inside of the garage. This could have more promise to it. Taco's certainly aware that it's a possibility, however. But Cloud9 have done well to funnel them because Stewie knows they can't go back to B. Therefore, Automatic and Rush can be confident in the site that they will get some action. Unfortunately, the first action they get is a Molotov, and that's going to force Rush off the position. Automatic trying to do what he can, swinging out with the Deagle, and Stewie does strike. He gets pulled. He's got an AK picked up, which they left behind. Good entrance from Taco, but Ska gets the shot in return, and it's going to be all SK afterwards. So 6 rounds now on a road to take the lead with 7 in total.
Stewie applying pressure there with the flank. I think I would have preferred him just to keep pushing them in. He did fall back and try to get towards Squeaky Door, I think, but then at that point his teammates were dropping like flies. He needed to be there, just actively challenging them and making sure they didn't feel comfortable to push any further. But the double AWP setup comes out again, and it will be SK in the lead now. 7-6. And so we'll take another tactical time out at this point. SK looking quite comfortable this stage of the map as we get into round number 14. They'll take a pause themselves. They know they're up against a full buy here, likely that double AWP setup. We haven't seen anything too in depth in terms of the execution. It's all been by default, and then flushing CTs out. We saw those good Molotovs towards B. They're very effective. So they've got a good read on how Cloud9 are set up in the B bomb site. Skadoodle back on the AWP, and I'm just checking the scoreboard while I'm here. Skadoodle, I thought so, 4 and 9. He hasn't really done much at all, really. He had 2 FAMAS kills. AWP, I think he's got 1 kill with it so far. Tarek on 13, coldzera 13. At the bottom still on the SK side, Fallen with 5 and 7. And those are your scores, as brought to you by Henry G.
HenryG.gg.
Yeah, I looked into that. This didn't really work, did it?
No.
Check out my website, it's henryg.gg.
You could go henry.gg.
Could do.
Why don't you just go henryg.com?
I looked for that one, it's taken.
Is it? Yeah, someone took staticus.com too. Someone took staticus.gg too, but he's a bit of an asshole, so it's fine. Crossfire set in mid. Tarek pushes up, smoke in his face. Doesn't even matter. He still finds coldzera pushing through it, and he'll go back on top of the hut to find a secondary angle immediately after. Stewie, a WP, trying to get another angle that will suffice. Fallen, certainly. Ooh, that was interesting. Both of them kind of stared at each other before a reaction came through. I was going to say, trying to find another angle that works, but the more time in which Tarek took the fight with Fallen, the more open he was to the shot from Stu, and that certainly is how it goes over. Nice warm stew in the morning. Automatic's going to slide out just for, just talking to find out if he found Fer, but he gets the edge of the smoke to work in his favor.
Certainly does. Taco left in the 3 versus 1. Cloud9 finally posting around here after what feels like a lifetime. Taco will be looking for that boost. Taco should be able to find this shot.
God.
That's not bad, is it? Nice little one tap. Executes Tarek there on top of the boost. 35 seconds here. That's going to slow him down somewhat. He still has window to look towards highway. Takes a bit of damage there. As the flame spread, it will be Stewie to take him down eventually. Round number 15 coming in, but well recovered. Cloud9 could still win the half. Money's going to be strong for them, but also strong in equal measure for SK. Will they get back on the double AWP setup? We'll have a look. Skadoodle picks up the first. Stewie, I think, had the second. And here we go. Tarek, M4 on the ground. Utility not amazing for Cloud9 because he's rushed. Just the one smoke. Same story for Skadoodle. And Stewie, in fact. So, fast mid play here, just changing the pace. No presence towards middle at all from Cloud9. Fallen looking towards those sandbags. Might want to Molotov that in a second and keep his crosshair on it. Flashbang comes in towards Highway to allow Fur to check his close range positions, and is making sure they Molotov anyone else on the other side of the vent.
Fur in behind the white box. Stewie getting more and more aggressive as well in his positioning. And off to A main. Squeaky being challenged a bit by Taco. He sits in between the two players, therefore covering A, which is peculiar in itself. But watch Highway, because that's where the action really is at this point. Fur going to slide up, smoke down, waits for the nades. They know they're coming through. Didn't spot the player flash to his right. That could be a huge problem. Automatic might be able to strike. Goes back in, and just barely he gets found by Fur. That saves quite a few lives. In fact, 2 that could have easily gone down that suddenly stay alive in a 3 versus 4 situation in SK's favor as a result.
Well, there we have it. Quite a chaotic round here. 40 seconds remaining, and Stewie coming in for the long con. He will almost certainly find this player, coldzera, dropped 3 versus 3. They'll have to commit towards A now. And it will be Skadoodle. Very tentative angle, though, not committing to the peak, to crossing the bomb site. So, Stewie, as you can see in the picture-in-picture, will be coming in behind them. Attacker, though, good position to try and shut this down. You can see the head, though. Goodbye. It does connect, but does not kill him.
Trying to hold the angle still. Double op retake. You hate to see it, but it certainly works out for Stu to find the first, and I take back my words because it gets all the kills. Skadoodle with 2, finally. And Cloud9 will win the half, although it did fall apart in some ways. It was 6-1, remember. They only win it 8-7.
Well, there we have it. Nothing really separating these two sides at halftime. It will be Cloud9 to steal the last couple of rounds away. 8-7 in their favor. They had a strong start, but SK Gaming started to warm up towards the mid stages of it. Who will come out on top of the first map? We will have to find out after this quick commercial break. See you in a bit.
Intel Extreme Masters.